Hey guys, it's Chelsea from The Financial Diet, and today I'm here to talk about how to make your home more beautiful and more wonderful to live in for very little money. I'm someone who loves home decor and therefore loves reading home decor blogs and magazines and Instagrams and Pinterests and Twitter accounts and a lot of home decor things. And it's fun and beautiful to look at, but can often leave me feeling worse than when I started because I quickly realized that 90% of the stuff I'm looking at, I just can't afford. And like I mentioned in a recent travel video, which I'll link in the description, a lot of times we're looking at these bloggers who are presenting something as their real life, but really it's an advertisement. And even if it's not, in many cases, it's their full-time job to curate these spaces into perfection. If you're working on a normal or low budget and it's not your full-time job, you're guaranteed to come up short. But I believe that a home you love to be in is a home where you're more productive and happy and fulfilled. So I believe in finding little ways to upgrade a space with very little money. These are all things you can do in a place that you own or rent, and they take very, very little skill to implement. And to demonstrate some of these ideas, you'll see some pictures of my current and former apartments where I've put them to work. Number one is paint and contact paper. A lot of us probably find ourselves in apartments or homes where we don't really have a lot of ability to change things. For example, you might move into an apartment you love, but the kitchen hasn't been updated since about 1973, and being in there makes you want to die. And a kitchen you love is one you want to be cooking in more and therefore saving money in. So learn to get crafty with contact paper. I had an apartment that I loved to be in, but the cabinets were just heinous to look at. What was the solution? $22 worth of contact paper that perfectly matched the cabinets on the bottom. Which, side note, why in the first place were the bottom and top cabinets completely different colors and materials? Who knows? And to replace the heinous seafoam green backsplash that had like tiles that were made to look, I think, like amethysts, who knows? I used more contact paper to just give it a very sort of like weathered, neutral white look that was also waterproof. These are extremely minor changes, but they change the entire look and feel of the space, and when you're done, you peel it off. Paint is a similar thing. If you're allowed to paint at all, and sometimes they say you're not, but really you just paint back over it, give it one accent wall and the whole room feels done. For example, my bedroom was kind of white on white on white, which made it feel a little bit like a mental asylum. So I found a great Benjamin Moore color that's like a rich sort of peacocky color. And it was kind of expensive, but about $25 for a quart. And with that, I have a beautiful backsplash behind my bed. Number two is a brightly colored door. Little known fact, you can usually paint an entryway door and then repaint it when you leave. Lauren did, for example, and look at how cute the entryway is. It's an extremely easy, cheap, and effective way to make your space feel interesting, intentional, and fun. I once read that painting your door a bright color was the equivalent of putting on a little red lipstick. It brings the whole look together. Number three is little plants in creative containers. Basically, figure out how good you are at keeping or not keeping plants alive, and then buy plants according to that level of green thumbery. For example, I kill plants by looking at them, so I've narrowed my you can buy this plant down to a very small list of plants that can essentially thrive in the desert. But nonetheless, I have them and I love them. I love putting plants in everything from little old boxes of tea, to colorfully painted pots, to anything I have lying around the house. Not only is keeping plants alive a good habit to get into, it's also a great way to make any space, even really dark and small ones, feel more bright and airy and happy. Number four is discount candles. Here's my life secret. About once every 4 months or so, I go down to the Marshalls or the TJ Maxx and I raid their discount candle section. They have tons of amazing candles there, from like 99 cents to $9.99 for like humongous ones that last for months, and they immediately transform your home. Your home smells better, it feels cozier, and it's also really sweet to have on while you're like watching a movie or cuddled under a blanket. Plus, it's just also pleasant to look at. They're cute as objects. One of the keys to feeling really comfortable in your home, particularly when you're entertaining, which you should be doing more of instead of going out, is having decent lighting. That means getting a few light bulbs that aren't crazy harsh and having some candles to light. You can make your home feel like a sexy bistro, even if it's entirely full of IKEA. Number five is gallery walls. I fucking love gallery walls. As we speak, I have like 3 of them in my current apartment. And they're great for 3 reasons from a budget perspective. One, it allows you to fill up space and make your home look warm and beautiful while not having perfectly matching things. 2, it allows you the perfect opportunity to raid the discount home goods section and also all of the old things you might have around from your childhood or college, such as old prints or posters or things you might want to frame. And 3, it's totally movable if you change apartments or just change styles. A gallery wall is awesome for making use of the things you have around and instantly making your home feel like someone really put thought into it. Which you did. Nothing says I'm a fancy 25-year-old like a gallery wall. Number 6 is framed magazine cutouts. So I'm a subscriber to Bon Appetit magazine, which I love to browse through aimlessly, cook recipes from, and then also repurpose into extremely affordable decor. On every gallery wall I have, at least 1 or 2 of the frames, or maybe even perhaps the corkboards, have some beautiful selections from Bon Appetit. Beautiful magazine cutouts are something that you can change on a moment's notice and cost like literally pennies. And trust me, when you frame it, it looks like a print. Number 7 is thrift shop boxes. Around my home, I always have a little scattering of different storage boxes that I bought from thrift stores. Now this could be beautiful hat boxes, or repurposed old crates, or even old trunks. In fact, our audio supplies for recording are stored in this here hat box. The point is that we all need storage for random odds and ends, and the best place to find beautiful, interesting, and super affordable storage is thrift stores. Instead of getting yet another one of those like weird, sad fabric IKEA boxes, go to the thrift store and for basically the same price, you can get an old repurposed wooden crate that is actually vintage instead of like faux vintage, which is most of the things that we buy. And if the trunk you find is nice and big enough, you can even use it for a coffee table. Number 8 is dark walls and fairy lights. The combination of a dark, rich wall and some twinkly fairy lights are like the cheat code to coziness. I sort of do it as a rule in my bedrooms now, just because it immediately makes the space feel romantic and inviting and beautiful. It's one of the easiest and most cost-effective ways to make any corner of your home feel like a cozy little nook. In our current bedroom, for example, I have the dark wall and I have the fairy lights, and I also put up a little shelf with some pretty decor and candles. I'm someone who's made home decor a bit of a hobby on a serious budget, and I know that anyone can do the same. You might need to be a little bit more creative and a little bit more patient, but the right stuff is out there at the right price. You can make your home feel preferable to any restaurant, bar, or movie theater. You just need to put in a little work. So as always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to go to thefinancialdiet.com for more. Bye!